Welcome back to Local 6 Legal Line on this Local 6 Midday, visiting with Tyler Brown, honorable attorney from the Bryan Law Center, Paducah, Mayfield, and Louisville, taking your personal injury and criminal defense questions at 1-888-208-6946. And heading into the holiday weekend, we have a question from Caroline, who says, we are so excited to have our new boat. We're going to take it out this weekend for the first time. My spouse says that we need to have it insured before we do that. Do I legally have to have insurance when I take out a boat?
Well, Dave, in the state of Kentucky at least, insurance isn't compulsory to operate your boat on the lake, but once again, it's always a good idea to have insurance. You just never know. If you get into an accident, you have a fire, anything like that, you want to be covered. But in short, no, you can take the boat out. It's not compulsory, but it's always a great idea to have insurance on your boat.
So I guess what I'm hearing is that the same rules don't apply for boating as they apply for automobiles.
That's correct.
Okay. Next question comes from someone who says, my friend got into a boating accident last summer, never hired an attorney. Is it too late to hire an attorney now?
Well, it's going to be fact specific based on the details of the injury and when the case took place, although I would say you need to be speaking to an attorney quick. A lot of these claims have a statute of limitations that can be as short as 1 year. So if you're dealing with an incident that happened last summer, you need to speak to an attorney promptly before that statute of limitations could potentially run. So it's going to be fact specific, but there is a time limit, and in some cases that can be a year. So you need to go ahead and speak to an attorney now if it happened last summer.
Does the statute of limitations vary depending upon what type of accident it is, and do these also vary from state to state?
They do. There is a wide variance between states. Some have more, some have less time to file a claim of action. So you really need to speak to an attorney that practices in the state or the location that the injury occurred in and make sure that you're within the time limit.
Raymond says, I was jet skiing last weekend, even though it was kind of chilly. That's okay, Raymond. We appreciate your endeavors there. But he got into an accident, and he wants to know, because he wasn't wearing a life jacket, will that hurt his case?
Well, it's not going to bar you from bringing a case, and generally, no, it may not hurt your case, but it's going to be, once again, fact specific. If there are injuries or things that occur as damages that could have been prevented by the use of the life jacket, that could play a factor in your recovery and in the strength of your case. So once again, it's always a good idea in practice, always wear a life jacket when you're on the boat, when you're on the lake. But once again, that's going to be fact specific as far as whether or not it hurt your claim. It's really just dependent on the type of injuries and whether or not a life jacket could have prevented that injury or lessened it.
We've been discussing personal injury in part 1 of today's Local 6 Legal Line. Part 2 will feature criminal defense. And if you have questions, give us a shout at the number on the bottom of your screen, 1-888-208-6946. Meanwhile, part 2 of Local 6 Legal Line straight ahead on Local 6 Midday.